This time on Bona Fide Bus, we give you an in-depth walkthrough of our kitchen and show you what it's like to cook a meal in the bus. I'm Sarah and this is Eric. We love traveling and enjoying the great things that Earth has to offer. So a few months ago, we decided to pursue life on the road and capture our adventures along the way. Subscribe for a new video every other Wednesday, and thanks for coming with us. Hello, welcome to our home, our bus, more specifically our kitchen. Eric and I kind of wanted to give you guys a little in-depth walkthrough of our kitchen today. So while we do that, I'm gonna cook us some food. Let's get started. Let's talk about our materials. So our kitchen is kind of a mismatch of things that we bought from hardware stores, things we ordered online, and then things that we got used. So the countertop, first of all, this we bought from Lowe's. It was just one big block, exactly this long, and we just food grade polyurethaned it, and it turned out really well. It brings like warmth to the bus, and we didn't have a whole lot of wood, so we really wanted to have like a butcher block countertop. It is starting to get little dings and scratches in it. We've been in the bus almost a year now, and I like them. I think it adds a lot of character to the bus. The cabinets that we got, both of the blue ones, we got from Habitat for Humanity. We just walked in one day, found both of these pieces, and walked out with them. We just painted them so that they would match and then put on new hardware that we got from Lowe's. So as for the arrangement of everything, the butcher block just sits on top of our two cabinets and forms a bridge. We knew that we wanted a chest refrigerator, and the bridge allows us to slide it in and out. And then it also creates enough room for our drop-in sink underneath, and then our stovetop to ventilate underneath. Additionally, under here, we have two baskets, one for like hand soap and our scrubby and our dish soap. And then we have miscellaneous cleaning supplies. We shoved as much stuff as we could back there. Any space in the bus is used. We already have an in-depth fridge video, so if you want to check that out, Eric will link it right here. And let's move on to our storage. We have electrical stuff, chargers, headphones, camera stuff, all nicely organized. And then down below we have dry food storage, things that we don't use every day. And then on the side of all of these drawers, we have just these very simple locks. They're like $1 at the hardware store. And they keep the drawers from flying open when you're driving. Very simple, easy, necessary thing to have in your build. Let's move on. This is our multi-purpose drawer. It's not a junk drawer because everything is organized and we need everything in here. I learned that on HGTV. But this is the space in the bus where we keep our cutlery, our knives, utensils. We have been using these really cool reusable paper towels that Eric's mom buys us. We have scissors in here, air tags for the next person that tries to steal my bike, miscellaneous towels, lighters, quarters for doing laundry. The key to this space is just that everything has a place and everything is in its place. Down below we have our slide out trash bin and mini bar / dry storage. It's really nice having this slide out option to stow the trash away, just like goodbye. And then above that we keep our pans, and to the left of it we have a bunch of stuff. We have canned goods, extra kind of like pop-up bowls. We have our trays, cutting board, and then more dry goods. So on to our counter space. We have so much counter space in this bus. It is amazing. We have this, and then all the way down here as well, which is great because we don't just use it for cooking, we use it for daily everything. So when we are cooking, we can have dishes drying over here, prep food, cooking food. We can have everything out, all of our ingredients, and it's no problem. Moving on to our fruit basket. This is kind of a hot topic in the van bus life community. We have a basket. Most people have the hanging hammocks in their builds, but I heard that those bruise your fruit. So we stuck with the basket. And then underneath we just have one of those little grippy cabinet liners. And surprisingly, this thing has only flown off the counter while we were driving like 3 or 4 times. As for the sink, I love this sink. It's a great size for 2 people. We will link it below so you can see the exact dimensions and if you want to buy it. It is something that you have to kind of stay on top of, only having a single sink in a bus. You gotta do your dishes constantly, but some of us aren't always great at that. Moving on, we have our Dometic stovetop. 2 burners, in my opinion, is really all you need. We're cooking for 2 people. Occasionally we'll cook for friends, but for the most part, we have everything we need with 2 burners. It is the only appliance that is powered by propane in the bus. The propane is just mounted underneath the undercarriage, and then we have a line running from underneath the bus to underneath the butcher block connecting to the stove. Probably will last us around like 2.5 months, and that's cooking on it for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then also coffee. This is our decorative cutting board that my mom got us. Nice little wooden thing. I don't know, it's kind of woodsy, it's kind of homey, we like it. And then on the bottom, we just put these little grippy guys, and it stays there. We use it every day, and it doesn't slide off. I want to talk about this curtain rod because this is just the simplest, easiest, cheapest thing that you can do in your build. We got this at Lowe's for $2. It's like a 9-foot rod. We just cut it into place, got some hardware for it, and drilled it in. It's been there ever since. On the curtain rod, I sewed 2 long curtains. They go from all of these windows to over here, and then from here down. Moving on to the upper cabinets. We did not make these, Eric's Uncle Mike did, and they fit the bus perfectly. Inside, organizing is kind of a whole deal because you have a lot of stuff that you want to cram in here, and there's a strategy behind the madness. So we keep all of our spices in like this little box. These little dividers are amazing because you can keep all of this room and then have a whole nother layer up top for putting more food in there. And then they continue on, and we keep things like baskets just to organize our oatmeal, our tea, and all of our little sauce packets that we get from eating out. We keep our kettle, our pot up here. And then way on this end is where we keep our 2 plates, our 2 bowls, our plate bowl, and our strainer. And then everything else is dedicated to food storage. We have these reusable containers and little bags. We use them consistently all the time for anything and everything. And they're really great because then instead of just using tons of plastic bags and throwing them away, you can just keep using them. Over here we keep our shopping bags. Alright, so I'm gonna start cooking, and while I do that, I'm gonna kind of respond to a few of the comments and questions that we've gotten about our kitchen. one comment that we've gotten about our kitchen is related to the bathroom. And that was, well, if you have a bathroom, like, why don't you just put a sink in the bathroom? And it's like, here's the sink, here's the bathroom. So I feel like that kind of answers itself. We live in a bus, so it's fine, you guys, I promise. I promise it's fine. Eric and I are not picky eaters. We eat anything and everything. Generally for breakfast we'll have like oatmeal or cereal and yogurt and coffee. And then for lunch we'll have like a veggie roll-up or salad or leftovers from the night before. And then dinner is always the main food event of the day. Tonight we're having Asian food. Yesterday we had Italian food. We have Mexican food a lot. The main thing that we just try and do is kind of make sure that it's relatively healthy and that we have fresh ingredients in whatever we're making. This is my favorite cooking utensil in the bus. Even when it comes to cooking in such a small space, it's important to like have multi-purpose tools. And this is great because you can use it on non-stick. You can use it for noodles, rice, whatever, and then you can also use it on the cast iron. And it's not gonna scratch any of your pans. It does the job, and it'll also, like, the little end will fit into all of your tiny containers, so you don't have to dirty a spoon or a fork every time you want to use a condiment or a sauce or something. This is the best. We got it at Bed Bath & Beyond. I think it was like $7, and it is Core Kitchen. Highly recommend. So one thing I would suggest to anybody who's doing a roof raise is put the windows up higher. We've seen a few Skoolies where instead of raising the roof from here up, they did it below the windows. And that would be a total game changer because generally when you're in here, there are a lot of windows, but while you're cooking or standing in general, if you want to see out, you literally have to hunch over like a little bus elf. So if you can do that, you should. The main takeaway I would like to say about designing your kitchen, if you're doing a build or thinking about a build, is just the fact that you can make it however you want. If you're just one person, maybe you don't need this much counter space, maybe you need more. We dedicated this whole half of our bus to our kitchen. We are very happy with that decision just because we love cooking and we love eating, and that really suits our needs. But hey, if you like to eat out more or you don't enjoy cooking, make a tiny kitchen and use your space for something else. The beauty of doing your own build is that you can make it whatever you want. Sometimes I do get asked as the main bus chef whether or not I miss having an oven, and personally the 2-burner stovetop has been totally fine. Don't get me wrong, we will buy a frozen pizza every now and then just cram it into a pan and put it on the stovetop. It turns out fine. And we're very happy without an oven. But okay, I have to roll the sushi now. And voila, sushi. Chopsticks for me, fork for Eric. I hope this was enjoyable for you guys. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, throw them in the comment section below. But it is dinner time, so we're gonna eat and we will see you next time.